Right, welcome back. Well, like I said in some other videos, if you ask a question and I can do a video to help you, I will do. So this one, I've been asked a few times about this since I did the review of the Fox 2-tier bivvy table. So a couple of people said, why do you need two? Well, I'm going to show you now. Not everybody needs two. I know that. It's just what suits me, and it's the same as you can do what suits you. Now, this is how I'm going to show you how I use them. It's how I use them 97% of the time. The only time I don't use them like this is when I've got the actual Frontier X front-on extension, we'll call it. I fish slightly different because I have all my cooking stuff and my tech stuff, or a lot of my tech stuff, in the porch as well. Some of the tech stuff stays in the bivvy on this table, but yeah, majority of it goes out there, and all my cooking gear goes outside in the porch. The other time is when I go abroad, like France or Romania, like you saw in Romania that time. I have a cook kitchen, so I have everything set up there because obviously we're there for a week, so you take a lot more stuff, fridges, freezer bags, and a lot more food and tubs and everything. So a bigger cooker and so you can eat nicely. I don't want to eat pot noodles for a week, simple as that. So yeah, that's the other time I use it, when I have the big cook tent up and we cook. Usually it's for two of us, but then again, when I cook for myself, I take it because I like to have it as a separate thing. So this is really for, I would say, most of my England fishing, apart from the when I have the Frontier X front on. So what I'll do is in a minute I'll spin you around and I'll show you my cook station goes the foot end of the bed, and my tech station goes the head end of my bed, which you'll see gives me plenty of room still in the bivvy. Right, I'm sitting out of the way so you can see. So as you can see, I've got it set up at the bottom end of the bed. The legs are how you have it when it's actually packed away. So I have to just flick them out, and then standard. I haven't got to adjust them whatsoever because this suits me. I like this. Is really good for quickness. So on the top you can see I've got my spray oil, I've got my reggae sauce, I've got wet wipes, I've got kitchen roll, and underneath I've got a sandwich toaster. I've got my saucepan. Here's all my cutlery. I put them on a towel so when you put them down, if you do drop them, it doesn't make so much noise. And then my cup, as you can see, milk. Then at the back I've got a tub for latte, tub for sugar, and a tub for me tea bags. And then underneath I have my water bottle, spare gas canister at the back, and then I've got this here which sits perfectly underneath, and then my plate sits on the top. Fox plate, mate, got it in. Love this bag. I was going to do a review on this, but I don't think they do them anymore. But anyway, so that sits lovely under there. As you can see, you can just pull them in, pull them out. Sits nice and low. And then down here I've got my kettle and my stove. Now what I also have when I take in the summer, when I take like a lot of cold drinks or more food, I'll have me Fox, I can't remember the name of it, freezer sort of box tub, what you want to call it. That sits there, and then all I do is I just bring me stove and kettle forward a bit more, and then use the Fox Aquas freezer cooler bag, whatever you want to call it. I use that as a tabletop as well. Same as this, I can pull this out if I want to when I'm cooking, and I can use this as a tabletop to do stuff on. So that is the foot end, and let's say that sits there and there, lovely and perfect for me how I want it. Now this is at the head end of my bed, and this is where I have all my techie sort of stuff, and I want to keep it sort of tucked up here out of the way, nice and dry as possible, so that's why I've got that box underneath, but I'll show you that in a second. So on the top here, as you can see, I have my head torch. Here's my receiver. My charging cables sit here. As you can see, my phone's on charge at a minute. I have in here, there is the remote for the light, my earpods, have the Fox power bank charger thing there, and that's the 48k. I'm actually using that. I recently just got that. I'm really impressed with it because it's really cold and it hasn't turned itself off, unlike my other one. So as you can see, it's still charging. Here I've got my DJI mics, wireless mics, all there, so when I need them. I've got my lighting system for night time, so I can just pop it on, quick release on there, pop it onto me little tripod, and I can do night videos. Some camera equipment in here. Here's my spear light for out. That's a light for when if I forget my head torch, or head torch runs out, or I need extra light, I've got that goes in a bank stick, as simple as that. It's just handy when you're doing lots of video stuff. Glasses, my diary, my work phone. So that's all there like that, all sitting there out in the night. Just grab my head torch, receiver sits there. Everything's got a place, I know where it is, and it's all nice and organised. I like to be organised. And then underneath I've got Down here, hopefully you can see it, I've got my rig box, I've got my hook sharpener, there's my leads, I've got my scales, and then I've got the Aquos tub. Love these Aquos tubs, and keep everything dry, so if you haven't got a ground sheet in, you haven't got to worry. That's got all my leaders and stuff like that in there. And then I've got my box under here. This holds a lot of my stuff, a lot of me tech equipment and electrical stuff and that sort of stuff. It's a solid, sturdy box. It's waterproof, so water can't get into it. It just has all my electrical equipment. Then on top sits my Fox box, tackle box, and then a tray with all my bits and tools and stuff. And so again, if I want, I can actually use that as a tabletop when I'm working. I can sit that on there. The Fox box sits on there a treat. It doesn't fall off because of the recesses. That sits on there and just tucks under there neatly out the way. So works perfect for me. Still got plenty of room here to get in and out of bed if you want to do stuff. At night times, what I do is you will have seen I sit. I'll get off it and show you. So what I do for night times is, another thing I do is I have a Fox bucket what I actually sit on, and I basically just sit that there like that. And then at night times, I just have the remote on there and my phone on there and probably my glasses, so I don't have to reach right across there, right by me, wherever I need them. Right, so that's how I use them. The other good thing about them is they fold real nice and flat. You're literally talking, 25 mil, I think it is, or something like that. I'll have to look up. But if you're unsure, go back and have a look at my. I'll put it up here. There you go. If you go back and have a look, and that tells you more about it and that sort of stuff. You can also use it with the second tier. You can fold that flat and use it with just like a one if you want. The legs, I tend to, on the foot end of the bed with the cooking stuff, I tend to just leave the legs as they are packed away, so I just flick them out and then it's ready to go. On the head end, two of the legs, I've got them set at the height I want, so it gives me that room from the box underneath to get my tackle box on. And then what I've done is on the other two legs, they have to be folded in, so they can't be set at the height I want. You have to adjust them, which is no big deal. But all I did was I just set it up on a level, and then I just done a tiny little score, scratch the paint off. So when I actually go to set it up, I just flick the two legs out that are already set to the thing, to the height, and then what I do is I just lift the other ones up until I see the scratch marks and clip them on, put it down, it's ready. That is the perfect height for me. Little tip there. Also, what you can do is you can fold these, because they fold so flat. You can chuck them in the bed and fold your bed up onto them, so they're in your bed out the way. Even if you've got two of them, they still sit in the bed fine. So yeah, great bit of kit. That's how I use it. Hopefully that's answered a few of your questions. And if you've got any more of stuff I've used and you want to know stuff about it, give me a shout. I'm always open to ideas for making videos. So hopefully that helps.